Hi everyone, this is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. You're probably wondering what you're looking at. I wouldn't know what it was either if it wasn't that I'm looking at the whole thing. I was admiring a video by Kathy Orta. She's paper phenomena or something like that on YouTube. I will link her video in the description box. And she is an amazing crafter. So anyway, I was looking at a box that she created and it was stunning. Although her style and mine are different and the paper choices, um, I did love what she created. So I decided to go ahead and create one. Now she does have a tutorial that you can purchase, and I think it comes with SVG files if I'm not mistaken. I will link her video in the description box, and you can click on more in her video and it'll give you everything. I personally recommend that you get the tutorial because I think my brain hurts. I had to really think about how I was going to create this. Give me 1 second. I'm recording. I had to really think about when I was creating this, and it isn't perfect. I mean, hers looks perfect. Mine is not perfect. No matter how hard I try. I'm not sure if she cuts hers out with her machine or just by hand or however she does it, but she does an amazing job. But this is what I created, inspired totally by the box she created. And I'm going to share it with you. What you're looking at is the top. And actually, I'm going to remove it um, so you can see that I actually added lights to the inside of the box. I think you can see them there. I can't see what you're seeing. I actually added lights to this one, and it was kind of an afterthought. I had already created the bottom and I created the lid afterwards. And what I do recommend that if you don't get her tutorial and you try to figure it out on your own, that you cut out the pieces to the top as well as the bottom at the same time, or write your measurements down, and don't second guess whatever you write down. Whatever you write down is going to be the same, especially if you're doing the exact same thing to the bottom portion and the top portion. I kind of didn't even write anything down, and when it was time to do the top, I couldn't remember what I started out with. So, mine is not perfect. It's a little off, but not too bad. Anyway, the lid does come off, and I'm going to move it to the side so I can show you. And this will give you a better idea, I'm hoping. Yeah. The box does come off, and the paper line that I used is called Princess, I think. Yes, I think it's called Princess by Stamperia. And on the top, I just did a collage layout of the inkwell and the pen, and then some envelopes like letters and the hearts, and just a little cluster of flowers. The cluster of flowers there was also there to camouflage some of the wires. You can see a little bit there and maybe a little bit on the side, but you can't really see the wires too much. And then here is the front of the lid. Look at how pretty that is. So the piece that I chose for this is the paper that has all the different ladies, and then I used a chipboard piece here as well that says Princess. So I did get the paper pad and I got the chipboard pieces. And then to the corners, when I was done, I felt like it still needed something, and this is a great way to camouflage your boo-boos. When something is not quite accurate, this kind of covers all that up. So I did cut out some beautiful filigree corners that I had in a cream colored cardstock, and it's pearlized paper. It's real pretty. It's very, very pretty. It looks real pretty. I love it. Here is one side. This one I kept pretty plain. I only added the chipboard piece that had the cameo, and then I added a little strip of flowers right here that I cut out with the same pearl paper. And then on this side, again, I kept it pretty simple. I used a couple of chipboard pieces, another envelope or invitation, another feather quill, and then a couple of flowers down here, but you can't see them too much because of the border that's around here. I added corners to the front and the back. And then there's the other side. This flower was created by my friend Sabrina, and she sent that to me a while back, and I hadn't used them, and they match perfectly with what I was doing here. And there is a fan right there. I'm going to show you the inside of the box. Here is the inside of the box. So it was really hard trying to for this to fit perfectly on top of that, because I didn't write my beginning measurements down on how I cut my chipboard. So that created an issue for me, and I actually had to create the lid a couple of times. I just did a little flap here that will hold the lights in, because I wanted to use lace, but I didn't have anything that was stretchy, so it would hold it snug, and I wasn't able to do that. So I just created just this little piece, and then this is for my friend Carolyn, and she'll be able to alter that if she wants it to be more snug. If it bothers her or not, she'll be able to fix that. But that's all it is, a little battery pack. And I'm gonna, actually these lights you can do different settings, like it blinks really fast, then it blinks slower, and then it's a steady light. And now I'm going to turn it off. So it has those three settings of blinking fast, blinking slower, and steady on. But this is the lid that I created. Even the lid in itself is very, very pretty. I will measure this for you. I think it measures 7 1/4 this way and 4 3/4 going across. The inner box is, of course, smaller. So it's pretty much a box within a box. And I love the way it came out. But like I said, if I were to do this again, either I will cut everything out at the same time, because I already more or less have the gist of it. But if I was creating this for the first time, I recommend that you just get her file, because all the thinking is done for you. You don't even have to think. So here is the base of the box. And this is the first thing I created, the inner box. And then I gave myself a 3/4 of an inch perimeter to make the window, the outer box, because I love the way I wasn't sure how much dimension I was going to add to the things that I was putting inside. So I decided to go ahead and go with 3/4 inch perimeter, but I think 1/2 inch would have been plenty. Kathy's has less, I think maybe 1/2 inch, I'm not even sure. But I did add more to mine. So I created the inner box first, and it doesn't have anything in it yet. It has taken me, guys, 3 days to do this. I think it's taken me 3 or 4 days. And so it was, you got to do a lot of thinking, a lot of cutting, a lot of measuring. So that's about how, it took me 3 or 4 days to complete it. I'm not sure if I'm on my 3rd or my 4th day. I'm tired. My brain is tired. Here is the front of the box. I don't know if I can get it all in frame. It does have acetate, and I use a heavyweight acetate from Carnation Crafts. If you can't find it, you can also buy the acetate that goes like on posters, wherever they sell posters, and it's a big sheet, and you would be able to use that as well, because that's pretty thick. I've used that before in my projects. So on the inside, I covered the box with a designer paper, and I chose different sheets. And this one is the one with the dress form, and the 2 dress forms, and one has like a bodice and the other one has the dress. I did add dimension to it, and I shaped it with my ball tool and everything to give it more dimension. Then I added some stickles to, some of the edges. So there's actually the one that's on the paper. Then I fussy cut a hole dress, and then I fussy cut it again, but only the top, the sides and the top portion. To the necklace that the dress form has on, I just added a very teeny tiny pink crystal, and I did the same thing over here. And the drapes, I added lace on the underneath of the curtains or the drapes, so the lace would just be peeking out just a little bit, and then I added some more lace trim on the top. But I shaped all these curtains, and I think there's probably 3 layers of foam underneath the curtains to keep it raised up like that. I mean, you could raise it more, but I felt that was plenty. If I had added more to it, I think the flowers that I have here, there, one of them's already touching, so they would be touching or they would be smashed up against the acetate. One of the things that I did learn from this was be careful how much foam you put on the back of your items, the embellishments that you're adding to your project, because this is made where you can view it all the way around. And because I gave myself that extra quarter of an inch, you can see if I had too much tape. I had that problem in a door that I had here, so I had to camouflage it with one of my Carnation Craft flower pedestals. So that's what I did there to cover that up. And again, I added the corners to the bottom. And there is the top portion or the side, and here's the door that I was talking about. And then I added one of the ladies from the chipboard pieces, and I just stickled it a little bit on her hair and her dress. I hope you can see all of that. But yeah, it ended up really nice. I'm very happy with it, and I think my friend is too. I've been sending her pictures throughout the whole project. Right here, I did add I have a mold that makes this fireplace that has the cherubs on there, and during that era, they would have the massive fireplaces, and normally they would hang a portrait. They had a lot of it's not a picture, it's a portrait, because they would draw them and paint them by hand. So anyway, that's what I put there. And I was looking through my stash because I thought I had a candelabra, a small one, because I do whenever I find miniatures to go in doll houses, and it's something that I think I would use in one of my projects, I'll buy it and put it away. So I do have a box that I have a few things in there, and I had these little champagne glasses in there, so I added a pair there, like if somebody had been drinking champagne and left it there. Again, this drape that's pulled to the side also has the lace underneath, and the lace that's on the front is all the way around the perimeter, and it does have that dusty pink roses on it. Again, I added the corners right here. I hope you can see them, and it's very, very pretty, this pearl paper. And here is the last side. This side has an image of the like a desk or a vanity with a mirror above, and I love the picture just the way it is. I didn't feel that I needed to add anything to it. I mean, if you're good at fussy cutting, it would be good if you could cut that desk out and give it some dimension, but I'm not real good at fussy cutting, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. But I did dress it up with some stickles and the mirror as well. Again, I just framed this with the paper. So it just depends on how big you're making your box. I didn't feel like I needed to make corners for the tops of this because the lid sits on top and that has the corners. And I did finish it on the bottom as well. So anyway, guys, this is what I wanted to share with y'all. I don't have anything to go in it yet. I'm going to have to think about what I want to put in it. But it was a lot of work. I'm going to be honest, it was a lot of work, but the results are amazing, and I am super glad that I did. I want you to see this in the front. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. So you have the dress form on the bottom, and then you have the ladies on the lid. I love, love, love the way it came out. I think my friend will like it. I didn't add any clay pieces or anything to the outside because I've had the experience that when I ship something that has the clay pieces, sometimes they fall off and break. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let my friend do that if she wants to do it. I'm pretty much done with this project. I think I'm pretty done with it. So she's going to have to add the rest of this stuff. I'm ready to move on. But I do love the way it came out. I am going to make a Christmas one, hopefully, God willing. And I received my paper in today, but I'll share that with y'all in another video. But for now, I just wanted to share this beautiful box. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone's having a great day, and God bless. Bye.